Okay, I can understand that, but let's say I'm that Asian guy, right? That's like self-conscious and whatnot. What advice would you give me just to begin? Like a beginner tip.
So I'll give an example. So during the summer of UCLA, I was taking this acting class, and you're actually aware of this girl. And then we had a foreign exchange type of program in this acting class. So there was like this group of Austrians that actually took the class, and me and one of the girls in the group, we actually hit it off. Like we just felt each other was really great company, and we started seeing each other and stuff. And one of the craziest parts is because she's Austrian and she came with all her friends, I felt completely alienated in my own country, because when we went to go out and the first time she introduced me to her friends, this is the type of, this is how they greet each other. They would see each other and immediately they're like,
yeah, we do that too.
Three times though.
Oh, no, we just do it.
So she does that 3 times. She does that 3 times with all of her friends, whether it's guys or girls, and then when she introduces me, I'm the fucking weirdo that's like, like that, and then you can already see like, I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but they're probably like, this fucking American is so stupid, or something like that, right? And then that is already starting to alienate me, and I can already kind of feel like, even though I have precedents, growing up seeing interracial relationships, this is interracial, intercontinental, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is a whole new obstacle that I've never experienced before. So the next time we met, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just be like I'm fucking the normal shit. I meet him and I, even up to the guys, I'm like, yo, what's up, fucking Vladimir?
Vladimir?
Like, you know, I don't even know if that's appropriate to the country.
It sounds Russian, but whatever.
Okay, whatever that guy's fucking name is. I was like, I'm busting fucking side cheeks with everyone in there, and then immediately they're like, oh, this guy's cool. You know, it's kind of like if you do it on the flip side, like when you have like the white guy doing business in China or doing business in Japan.
When in Rome, yeah?
When in Rome, when you have all the Japanese people there eating fucking all this raw fish, if you're the white guy and you're like, oh my god, this is like, I don't think this isn't cooked.
Yeah, you're resisting.
They're gonna be like, oh, this guy's a motherfucking little pussy. But then if you're the white guy that assimilates and it was like, oh, the Richard son, like everyone's super cool with it. So I think one thing that you have to do is like, yes, there is a comfort zone, and when you and Asian females date, you already have a mutual understanding, right? Like whether you're Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, whatever, the cultures are actually pretty similar, and you can go into someone's house and you kind of know, okay, I'm gonna bow to the grandparents, or like, you know, I'm very respectful, but you really gotta pull that apart and take yourself outside of the comfort zone. And when you date people that are outside of your culture, try to understand their culture and try to assimilate, because that has helped me a great deal.
Well, I mean, I get that example, and I think that would help a lot if it was that extreme, but something as subtle as like an American and then an Asian American, or like a white American versus an Asian American, like that is so subtle in like cultural differences, because you still have the American as the common denominator, right? Like, I guess I feel like I wouldn't know where I can draw from their culture and be like, oh, okay, like this is how we do it, and this, or this is how they do it, and this is like how I can connect with this person. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Well, I think so. Here it is. I almost feel like Asian Americans are half Americans. So the type of gap that I feel between me and the Austrian group, I think is far greater than the gap that Asian Americans and Americans feel.
Yeah.
So I actually feel like they have a much smaller gap that they just have to close.
Well, no, I see it differently, because the gap is so huge, instead of you trying to find a middle ground, you just assimilated to their style. Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't just say like, all right, well, we'll just do like a half handshake, I bring it in close like this. You know what I mean? Like, that for me would be like the compromise. No, you just gave up all the American in you and you said, oh, this is how they do it, I'm gonna assimilate to them. Like, that's what your example tells me. So in that case, I can see how the Asian guy would be like, all right, cool, like I'll just let go of all my shit and just assimilate to them. But what I'm bringing up is, what about the 2 American people that are just ethnically different? Like, how do you close that gap? Because it's so small. Because it's so small, I feel like it's that much easier. Because you don't have to learn a whole new language and a whole new custom. Like, for example, the girls that comment on my channel, all they really are saying is, when I tell an Asian guy I like them, please don't run away. That's all they're fucking asking. Really?
Yeah, there's like, just please don't run away. Because I think in the Asian dating game, because everyone is so respectful and so humble, right? Like, for example, I took this Asian American Studies class. In the Japanese business culture, there is a rejection of 3 times before you accept. And if you don't do that, it's fucking weird. So for example, when you do Japanese business, right? When you go over there, when they offer you tea, you have to say no. And they go, please have tea, you say no. And then they go, please have tea, and then you say no. And they go, please have tea, and then you go, yes. And then now they're like, oh, this guy's a very polite guy. He rejected me 3 times before taking it. So you have to speak their language. As fucking crazy as that sounds, that is a token of respect in that culture. But when you're in, when you're in, what is it called? When you're in the American culture, it's the same way. I think in Asian culture, since it's so respectful and so timid, and you don't really clearly say what you want. In the American culture, you literally just say what you want. Like, how many movies have you fucking seen where the guy fucking drives up and he's out sticking out the moonroof with the fucking rose in his mouth? Like, that's the American culture. You have to say what you want. Like, hey, motherfucker, I fucking like you. Maybe not that crazy, but you have to voice it. And I think if you like a girl, and you're never gonna be successful the first time around, but if you do like a girl, let's say a white girl, black or whatever, right? And maybe first time you come off too strong. That's how I always feel like you should do it. If this is where you feel like you are,
be super extreme,
come out,
and then
come out 100, but oh fuck, that was a little bit too much. Then next time you bring it down a little bit more, bring it down a little more. Eventually, the more people you're expressive, the more straightforward you are with people, you'll start to adjust your own social boundaries.
That makes sense. So you're saying basically, just throw yourself out there and then just learn from your experience. And it's not always gonna be successful, but just keep trying it till you get really comfortable in your own skin to just keep doing it.
And not just in your own skin, but also, and I'm not talking about completely doing away with
your culture,
the Asianism.
Yeah.
Because, so in the Austrian example, what I did was like, you know what? These motherfuckers do some crazy shit. I've never seen this shit before. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna fucking put my cheek on another guy's cheek, and I've never done that before. I just did it, right? I do it all across, and then if they would have like, whoa, 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 like you're a fucking outsider, you can't be doing this, and I'm like, oh shit, my bad, I'm just trying to be like you. And there's no one's gonna blame you for trying to fit in and try to like absorb their culture, right?
Yeah.
But the cool thing was, after that, I didn't throw away my Asianism and fucking start parading around like I was Austrian. As soon as after that, I was like, hey, you guys wanna eat? Like, yeah, dude, this is an awesome Thai place, I would love to take you guys there.
Cool.
And then when we got there, I taught half of them how to use chopsticks, and and I was like, oh, the curry, it comes separate, but it tastes really good when you put it on the rice, and people learn a lot of different things. So what I'm saying is, you gotta bring what you have, but you also have to bring it in a digestible format, but you also gotta adapt to people first, because I think Asians, they have such a beautiful culture, and I have never like all of my other non-Asian friends, when I bring them home and we eat and they see the type of family that we have, none of my friends have ever been like, dude, your family's fucking weird. Everyone's always like, dude, like the Asian way of going about things is fucking cool. People are so respectful. You know, it's not like fucking, I guess, the stereotypical American go like, fuck you, dad. Like, you don't see fucking shit like that. You know, it's pretty cool.
Fuck you, Bob.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's kind of what I'm saying.
Cool. No, that's a dope perspective to look at things, because it's like yeah, it's cool that you grew up with so much respect and so unselfishly, but now it's like, hey, it's your time to be happy, and you're not being selfish if you're trying to find like love. And what's also beautiful about finding love outside of your own culture is you get to learn so much from them, but they also get to learn so much from you. Because I think that's really dope when you can come together, like two different people from completely different backgrounds come together. They hook up, not sexually, but they hook up, and then it like creates this beautiful like new culture where it's like Asian and Mexican, and then you kind of infuse it together. And like, I've learned so much from him, and I'm sure, I hope that you've learned so much from my culture. And not only do you see the differences, but you also get to see like, wow, actually we're not that different, you know? Like besides you using chopsticks and I use tortillas, like it's pretty similar. It's a lot of similarities, and I think it's really beautiful. And I'm really happy that you were able to shed some new light, and I hope you guys were able to learn something.
Yeah. So hopefully our stories have been able to help you. And if you like more stories like this, please put in the comments below, hey, I would like to hear more stories about this, about that, or anything else you want to hear us discuss. Let us know in the comments below.
I definitely have a lot of stuff to say about my experience with dating outside of my culture and race and ethnicity. So go ahead and check out my channel and see what I had to say about that.
Bye.
Bye.
Today's topic, I want to talk about the age-old question. When a guy and a girl goes out on a date, who should be paying for it? Should it be 100% the guy